I've asked archaeologist Jody Magness to show me where many Christians believe Jesus died. So this is it. This is the Church of the Holy Sepulchre.
This is the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. This is an enormous complex that enshrines the sites that are holiest to Christians, holiest in the world. In the time of Jesus, this area lay outside the walls of the city of Jerusalem. The site where he was crucified was a rocky hill that's called Golgotha, which means the hill of the skull, because this was the spot where the Romans crucified people and there were skulls and bones lying around.
Christians have made pilgrimage to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre for more than 1,600 years. Not only is it revered as the site of Jesus' crucifixion, it also contains another holy shrine, what is believed to be the remains of the tomb where Jesus was buried and rose from the dead. You can really feel the energy here. This spot is the focus of so much devotion. The tomb no longer looks anything like a first-century Jewish burial place. But Jody believes this site is historically credible.
This is the coolest part of the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. We're actually behind the walls of the rotunda where the tomb of Jesus is.
We're behind the walls where the tomb is.
Yes. And what we have here are the remains of rock-cut tombs, Jewish tombs. In the time of Jesus, Jews buried their dead in underground rock-cut tombs, burial caves, that consisted of one or more rooms that had long niches cut into the walls. And when an individual member of a family died, the body was washed, wrapped in a shroud, and placed into a niche, and the opening into the niche would be sealed off. According to the gospel accounts, Jesus was crucified and buried outside the walls of the city. Because we have what is clearly a Jewish cemetery here of the time of Jesus, this is the best archaeological evidence we have that this spot was located outside the walls of the city in the time of Jesus. And therefore, indirectly, it verifies the gospel accounts.
The first people to believe in Jesus' resurrection may have stood right here. But I want to know why those beliefs took root and how they spread all around the world. Jesus' death and resurrection, does it change somehow the thinking around life after death?
In the Hebrew Bible, the Old Testament, there's no explicit reference to anything like the dead going to heaven or hell after they die. Basically, when you die, your body goes into an underground pit that's simply called Sheol. It's a neutral place. It's just, that's what happens in you. That's exactly right, and then you're dead. That's very different from this belief that develops in Christianity.
Jesus' death was the ultimate sacrifice, a sacrifice replacing those the Jews made in their temple, having a much greater power.
At the time Jesus lived and died, Jews worshipped their God, the God of Israel. So basically, sacrifices were offered in the ancient temple to atone for the sins of the Jewish people. So Jesus is the Son of God, is sacrificed to atone for the sins of humans. That eventually becomes the doctrine in Christianity.